Yes, hello everyone. Um, I think people are still joining, so we wait for 1 or 2 minutes to start. Okay, I think we can start now. I think more people will join us as we go along. All right, welcome everyone to this webinar. Thank you all for joining. Today we're excited to present to you the NERO Marketplace, which offers various tools and training programs specifically designed for SMEs. My name is Ole, and I'm going to be the host for today. To start off, I would like to present to you the speakers of today. We have with us Wissam, who's a project manager and CTO at Montimash, as well Eleni, who's a project manager at Trustilio, and Pedro, who's a project manager at OneSource. Before we start, a few guidelines for today. The Q&A will happen entirely through the chat. This means if you have a question, please post it in the specific Q&A box. We'll then pick up your question and answer it either in the panel or in the chat directly. Moreover, the session today will be recorded, and the recording will be shared later through our website and YouTube. In a similar fashion, the slides will also be uploaded to our website later. Here we have the agenda for today. First, I'll start off giving some introduction about the NERO project. Then Wissam will take over to tell you more about the NERO Marketplace. This is followed by tool demonstrations delivered by Eleni and Pedro on the Synk and DeepGuardian tools, two tools that we have already on the marketplace. And this will be enclosed with a use case where we chain these two tools together in a real-life scenario. At the end, I will come back for some concluding remarks and the Q&A. Yes, the NERO project is funded by the European Union, and it's running for 3 years since the end of 2023. The consortium consists of 16 partners from 10 different EU countries. The main objectives of the NERO projects are to design an advanced cybersecurity awareness ecosystem focusing on SMEs, to showcase the benefits of NERO in 3 use cases in the healthcare, finance, and logistics sectors, and to support SMEs through knowledge sharing and training. Hence, the main outcomes of the project are the cybersecurity awareness ecosystem and the marketplace, which we'll be showcasing to you today, which features various tools for cybersecurity and training, cybersecurity trainings. Now I'll hand the floor to Wissam, who will tell you more about the marketplace.
Thank you a lot, Ole. So I'll start sharing my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so before going and navigating through the marketplace, I will present it to you. So first of all, it's a marketplace that is tailored for SMEs. What is important to know that in Europe, we have 98% of companies that are SMEs, that are, of course, belonging to different sectors, and they have different profiles and different, let's say, needs in terms of cybersecurity. They are also the target of many attacks in Europe, and they need to have the necessary solution to protect their infrastructure. And the problem with SMEs also is that they have a limited budget, so they need something that is not very expensive and very easy to install and use in their context. That's why we are proposing to them this NERO Marketplace, where we can find different trainings and different cyber security tools that are tailored for their needs. And of course, these tools also have specific trainings that allow to understand how to use them. That's why we have in the project NERO several education providers and security tool providers that are now, let's say, feeding the marketplace with tools. And the idea is that we would like to extend it with more information coming from other European places, and also working with some education providers and security tools providers in Europe. So the idea of this marketplace is somehow straightforward. Our, let's say, innovation is mainly related that we are really tailored for SME specific technical needs, and we have this open and agile architecture that supports modular integration, quick onboarding of tools and training. We would like also to be linked to other European marketplaces, and we would like to support this European data sovereignty. That's why we are targeting solutions that are mainly built by European organization for European SMEs. And we have also some specific tools that are targeting some specific sectors like the e-health, the finance, the transport, and we'd like to go through all the NIST to, let's say, critical infrastructure sectors that are very relevant for Europe. And we are also providing or linking this marketplace to a Moodle platform that allow to access immediately to some validated training content that are very interesting for SMEs. Some of them are theoretical, but majority of them are hands-on related, let's say, training that allow you to use the tools that and to understand how to use them in the context of your company. We are still building this marketplace, and we are still improving it by, first of all, populating the marketplace with more tools. So now we'll see that we have already some of them that are available, but the idea is that we would like to go to a big number of tools that will increase day by day and year by year. And we would like to expand with solutions, external solution coming from other companies, and build synergies with this other European marketplaces. Everything will be validated during the NERO, and we'll work also on the sustainability of this marketplace after the end of the project. Before going and navigating through the marketplace, let's take an example of an SME, for example, that is use or custom hardware with the e-health sector to collect personal data. So this custom hardware used by the SME require frequent software updates. So in this case, since we are developing this software, we need to be sure that this software is secure. So we need to find maybe in the marketplace some tools that allow us to support the secure development of software. Also, this hardware will communicate with the cloud where the application server is being executed, as you can see here in this image. So this communication needs somehow to be secure. So we need to have also some tool that will allow us to detect any malicious communication, to detect any potential attack and react to that. And of course, this is something that we can do through the NERO Marketplace. So as you can see here, we have the marketplace URL that is linked to the NERO web page. And within the marketplace, even if you are not registered yet, you can see already the latest solutions, so the tools that are available, and also see specific trainings that can be of interest for you. Let's go, for example, for the solutions. Here, as you can see in this menu, there is different filters that you can activate related to the category of tools. So which function is provided by this tool. Let's go, for example, to my profile. I'm this SME that is building software, and so I'm an implementer, and I would like to search some tool that will allow me to develop a secure software. So among these tools, for example, I can see that there is a tool called Synk, which is a powerful static application securing testing tool that integrates seamless into development workflow and identify and fix security vulnerability in source code. This tool is very interesting for me since I'm developing software, and I can go to the page where I can first of all find a link to access to the tool, and when I click to it, I will go to the web page where I can see more information about the tool, and I can also go and check that there is also some trainings that are available for this tool. So this is something that we can open, let's say in another tab, and the tool will bring us to another website, which is the Moodle website. And of course, before to be able to do that, I need to create an account. For me, I have already an account, so I will log into it, and I will access to the training, and I can follow the training in the Moodle platform. Let me come back to the marketplace itself. So I said that I'm also searching for secure communication. So here I need to be able to detect any incident on the network and react to it. And in this case, I can, for example, select DeepGuardian as a tool that is provided by one source and that can also answer my request. So this SME, so this specific use case, can indeed, to tackle his need, select for the development part Synk and for the production part DeepGuardian, and we'll see in the next steps some information and some training related to these tools. And I will give the floor to Eleni to present Synk.
Thank you very much, Wissam. Just a second to share my screen. I believe you can see my presentation. So hello, everyone. I am Eleni. I'm a project manager in Trastilio. Delighted to participate in today's webinar. So we will see some information about Synk, which is used to strengthen DevSecOps practices. So we will see some concepts, some benefits, and a short demonstration of the tool. Before we start, allow me some short information about Trastilio. In Trastilio, we offer hands-on training and consulting services. Our mission is to help teams adopt best practices, integrate new tools and policies, and also cultivate lifelong learning in trust and security. You can contact us through our website, and in NERO, our role is this of the coordinator, together with Dr. Kitty Kioskli, the CEO of Trastilio. So let's move on to Synk to see some details about it. Let's start with the basics. What is Synk? Synk is a developer-first security platform. It allows developers to scan, prioritize, and fix vulnerabilities in their code. In open source dependencies as well, it includes containers and infrastructure as a code configurations. Essentially, it brings security right into the development process, helping teams secure their code, containers, and infrastructure continuously and automatically. As you can see in this slide, this security platform consists of various tools. We will focus on Synk code, which is actually focusing on source code files. It analyzes source code to identify the trace, file path, line, column of detected issues, but also supports other tools like Synk open source, like Synk container, like Synk infrastructure as a code. But let's see a few details about the role of Synk in DevSecOps. So it plays a vital role in DevSecOps, which is about embedding security throughout the development lifecycle. It simplifies security by automating key steps. So it performs static code analysis to detect vulnerabilities early before code even runs. It scans open source dependencies, suggesting quick fixes. It integrates seamlessly to CI/CD pipelines like GitHub, for example, GitLab, scanning every commit or pull request. It can even fail builds automatically if vulnerabilities are detected, ensuring insecure code never reaches production. And finally, it scans infrastructure as a code for misconfigurations in cloud setups. You see in this slide that Synk also supports local static testing, which allows developers to scan code directly from their workstations. So this process repeats again and again until all issues are resolved. And you can see that by this way we reinforce a shift left security mindset where developers catch and fix vulnerabilities early in their code. So you can see the flow here that the developer can make changes locally, it can build the project locally. The Synk runs this testing in the code. If issues are found, then we can use these issues and fixes that is suggested to make the changes to our code and repeat this process again and again until we have no vulnerabilities in our code, and then we can push our code to the repository. Not all vulnerabilities are equal. Synk uses a priority score to help you focus on what matters most. So it starts with the CVSS score. It's an industry standard severity rating, and enhancing it with Synk's proprietary algorithm. The algorithm considers factors like, for example, exploit maturity and other factors. And by this, ensures that your team focuses time and effort on the most critical risks first. In this slide, you can see the priority code factors which are included. Let's see, for example, the exploit maturity that we mentioned is assessed by Synk security team using manual and automated methods to track which vulnerabilities are exploitable and to what extent. Or maybe, for example, the factor fixability determines if a fix is available. So issues with available fixes are given higher priority as developers must otherwise refactor code or find alternative packages. I've included in the next slide another workflow for this prioritization that we discuss about. So you can see in this flow that when a new issue is found, the right questions are asked. So you can see the question, can it be fixed by upgrade? And the actions, if it can be fixed or it cannot. And then the next question is about the severity. Is it low? Is it medium? Is it high? And by this way, it suggests the prioritization of the vulnerabilities that are scanned and the actions that we need to take in order to fix these vulnerabilities. So using Synk as part of our DevSecOps workflow delivers some significant benefits. As you can see here, we have a faster time to market, which reduces, of course, delays. We have enhanced security posture. Continuous monitoring leads to fewer vulnerabilities in production. We have empowered developers. The developers can fix security issues themselves without waiting on dedicated security teams, and also cost efficiency. Catching issues early is far cheaper than fixing them after deployment. So this kind of automation transforms security from a blocker into an enabler of innovation, if we can express it like that. So let's see some screenshots, some brief demonstration of how Synk integrates into everyday workflows. I have a screenshot here in this slide where you can see a project that I pulled from GitHub repository, and I brought it to Synk, and Synk performed the scan, and you can see here all the vulnerabilities that it scanned, which are labeled based on their criticality, if they're high level, low level, medium, etc. So you can see a list with all the vulnerabilities that are scanned to your code. And more specifically, I opened just one example. For example, this cross-site scripting. You can see here that it detected this vulnerability in my code, which is highlighted here in this yellow area. And then it suggests fixes. You can see here the screenshot with the fix analysis, and you can see here with red my code, which has the vulnerability, and underneath the green code, which is suggested, and I can use it to fix this vulnerability in my code. In the next slide, I have some suggestions for those who want to explore further this tool. This tool provides a range of free learning resources that you can access and you can use to see more information about how you can use this specific tool. And to summarize everything, so code auditing is vital for maintaining security, compliance, and quality. Synk code that we saw a little bit provides automated AI-powered code analysis that integrates seamlessly with our workflow. It offers continuous scanning and a wide language support by adopting tools like Synk, because of course there are other tools that do the same job. You are not just improving code security, you are also enabling a more agile and responsible engineering culture. Thanks so much. I hope this session has showed how solutions like Synk can enhance your DevSecOps. If you'd like to discuss further, you can contact me through the email or contact us through the Trastilio site. So now I will pass the floor to my colleague Pedro to continue with the next tool. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, Eleni. So allow me just a second to share my screen. So I believe now you can all see my screen. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pedro Tomás. I'm a project manager here at OneSource. And today I'm here to talk to you about DeepGuardian, which is a cloud-native network intrusion detection prevention system. We will start with a bit of context on why we need tools like DeepGuardian, followed by motivation. Then we will go into the details of DeepGuardian, namely a brief description, architecture, and special focus on why DeepGuardian can be interesting for SMEs. So in terms of context, as most of you must know, so the world is evolving to a cloud-native and distributed environments, namely Kubernetes ones, where we have microservices, containers, pods, services. And the biggest, or one of the biggest issues in terms of security with this involvement between monolithic approaches to cloud native and to distributed environments is this broad security perimeter. So in the past, you had one server, one single machine, and a single location to protect. Nowadays, you have distributed systems located all over the world that require protection. In the same way, traditional tools are struggling to track these ephemeral and short-lived workloads. So if you think of traditional security tools, namely those based on rules, nowadays, even with attacks generated by AI and everything, it's not feasible to have traditional rule-based tools to perform the security of the systems, because they will be outdated and they will not be able to provide security for these kind of distributed systems. In these distributed systems, you also have this continuous deployment reality. So things move quite fast, and there is this need to continuously update your security infrastructure to be able to provide security for your environment. Naturally, there's also this compliance and observability aspect. So as soon as you have a distributed system, the number of standards and rules that you must follow increase quite significant. Now, this is a bit of context in terms of motivation and also linked with the context. You need to have systems that can provide anomaly detection in this kind of cloud-native environments. You need to have systems that can, as I mentioned before, static systems and rule-based no longer are feasible. So you need to have systems that can adapt on the spot and make this anomaly detection based on network patterns. Security operator centers also require this real-time visibility of the inbound and outbound flows and attacks being targeting the infrastructure. Privacy aspect is something that it's been also increasing in the past years. So you need to be able to ensure the privacy of the data that it's being transmitted and stored in your infrastructure. This adaptive detection model, so network conditions are continuously changing, so there is this need for continuously update the models that are supporting your security infrastructure. And of course, all of these continuous updates related to the security elements cannot in any form compromise the agility and the performance of your system. So these are somehow aspects that we try to address with DeepGuardian. So by now, I believe you can understand that DeepGuardian is tailored for cloud-native environments. We are able to identify known and unknown attacks by using supervised and unsupervised machine learning approaches. Naturally, it's AI-based, and it's also federated learning-based. So we chose we chose federated learning based approaches to ensure the privacy of the data that we on the systems that we are protecting, basically. Of course, due to this strong focus on the data privacy and security, which was actually one of the main guidelines when we started developing this framework. In terms of its architecture, we have 5 core components. So we have what we call the core, which is basically the brain of the framework. We have the collector and the agent, the dashboard, and the policy enforcer. So basically, a key function, some of the functionalities of these components involve. So for the core, we have the storage of the machine learning modules and also the aggregation of responsibilities associated with the federated learning process. For the collector, the name states its function, so its functionality is exactly to provide and to collect the data from the network. Then we have the agent, which has two main functions. So the first one is to provide network anomaly detection and classification. And the other one is also to perform periodic machine learning updates. So the models evolved at a certain periodicity, which is configurable by the end user. This collector and these agents are deployed next to the applications that we are protecting. This way, we can ensure that the data coming to those applications never leaves the pod. So here, a concept from Kubernetes. Basically, you can think of it as a room in a building where you have data coming in, and the data never leaves there, because then when we have the model updates, the agent only shares the weights of the model being updated. So this way we can ensure this data privacy and security, since we are never transmitting the original data to anywhere. Then, of course, we also have the dashboard, which aims to provide awareness of what's going on to the end user. And we also have this policy enforcement mechanism. Namely, we use OPA for the policy definition part and ISTU for the policy enforcement part. Why is DeepGuardian interesting for SMEs? So basically, you can think of it as affordable and scalable security. So since it's cloud native, it's scalable, it can handle several applications. The data, as I mentioned, it's always never leaves its origin component, so it's not an issue. It simplifies the complex threat detection. So for the end user, you only have, let's say, a dashboard where you can see everything. This data privacy aspect that I already mentioned. Since the dashboard is quite user-friendly, there is no need to have, let's say, this quite developed cybersecurity expertise. We can integrate our framework with other cloud platforms. We have this real-time anomaly detection. We also have this compliance part. And perhaps the most important part, it would allow your SME to continuously adapt to the threat landscape, since the modules are continuously updating. So if you would like to know more, this is our website, deepguardian.org, our email, and our contact. And now I would like to just take 2 or 3 minutes to give you an overview of a live demo that we have. So I will go through it quite briefly. So imagine if you would be using our dashboard, this would be what you would see. So first of all, you could create an account, of course, email address, username, password, so typical things that you do in a sign-up form. After login, you will need to upload your file that grants you access to the cloud native environment. So here in this case, we were considering a kubeconfig file, which is basically a unique authentication file that the user can use to access a Kubernetes cluster. Then DeepGuardian will look into that file, will understand which permissions the user has, and will list the service that the user has access to. In this case, we selected a simple mkey's broker, and now we can select different parameters. So if we want to use privacy enhancing technologies, if we want to use multi-class, so make the bridge between anomaly detection and class, and other parameters related to the trainings and everything. After the initial setup, you will see something like this. So here the application is starting. It's normally you don't see much, but then you will have the data. Here in the statistics page, you will see the network flows. You can filter by time, starting and ending, and also by service if you are protecting more than one service. And here, perhaps one of the most interesting features that we have as of right now, it's this possibility of the human in the loop to interact with the platform and to correct the platform classification. So here, for instance, this is important because then when the models will train again, they will have in mind, they'll consider this correction on the classification. Here we can see the feature relevance. So basically the value that each feature waited for a single flow to be classified, in this case, just between normal and anomaly, as we were not using multi-classification while recording this video. And here we would basically add another application. So if we would go forward, you could see here the dashboard with a bit more of information, more flows and everything. Now, going back to the presentation, allow me to go back to the use case previously presented by Wissam. We have this scenario with where a company has this custom hardware operating somewhere in an infrastructure anywhere. This hardware has this need for frequent software updates. These updates are transferred via this cloud-based communication. And on the cloud, we have this cloud native infrastructure, and the underlying control application is composed of different microservices. So next, I will present to you two scenarios where Synk and DeepGuardian could be used together. So the first one would be, if you think of this two-stage where you have the development environment and then the production environment, Synk could be used for these to perform code auditing and dependencies check, for instance, while developing these software for the hardware device. And then DeepGuardian, already in the production environment, could be deployed to provide security to these both to this hardware and as well to the central application. In another view, and perhaps in a more advanced one, you could have this continuous integration and continuous development pipeline, which is something quite common nowadays. So imagine that you have this web application. You can think of this web application as one of the components that were part of cloud native infrastructure. You have a developer, he makes a commit to GitLab or to GitHub. You have an automated pipeline where Synk will perform this code auditing and dependencies check. Assuming the pipeline succeeded, you will have an automated new application release. And then when this application is automatically updated or even deployed to the production environment, DeepGuardian could also be in an automated fashion deployed next to this web application or to any basically microservice application to provide these network security functionalities. So two concrete scenarios, similar or different as you wish to interpret them, where you could have these two tools working and making the difference. That's all for me. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through my email. And if you would like, also take a moment to follow NERO on the socials or visit our website. Back to you, Oleg. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pedro. Also, thank you to Wissam and Delaney for the nice presentations. I will share my screen again. So now, before we go to the Q&A, we would like you to help us out, answer a few questions related to this webinar. So it would be nice if you could either scan the QR code or follow the link that we'll be posting into the chat right now. And this would really help us for our project if you could answer a few quick questions. Oh, sorry, now I have to go back. Sorry for that. Yes. I would suggest we'll take maybe a few minutes, 4 minutes, and then we'll be back for the Q&A. In the meantime, of course, you can already put your questions into the Q&A box. Sorry, something I forgot. We will give out also a certificate of participation for this webinar. So, and this will also be handled through the questionnaire. So at the end of the questionnaire, you will have a question if you would like to get further notification or if you would like to receive the certificate of attendance. And if you want either of these, we're asking you to provide us your email address, because otherwise, of course, the questionnaire is anonymous. All right. Yes, thank you for your time and answering the questionnaire. Now we will move on to the Q&A. Of course, if you are still would like to answer the questionnaire or still busy with that, you can do that. The link is still in the chat. Yes. We have already received a few questions. Maybe let me start with this one. I will read it, and then one of our panelists or me will answer this question. Let me start with a question from Nicolas Bisson. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly. Is there any document, guideline, or standard protocol architecture to be allowed to make our tools available on the marketplace?
Yeah, may I answer this question? This is an excellent question from Nicola. Thank you a lot. This is one of our objectives in this project to populate the marketplace and extend it with the external tools and training. And this is something that is planned starting from beginning of to 26. So we are working on this procedure that we'll put online for people to be able to put their tools also training on their marketplace. There is an endorsement team that has been built in the NERO among the NERO partners to work on the criteria, first of all, of the selection of the, let's say, relevant tools for that are tailored for SMEs, and also on working on this procedure and guidelines. So this procedure and guideline will be available very soon in our website, and will make noise on social media and other channels to when it's ready. And I hope that so if you are interested or your organization is interested, it will be happy for us to give you this information later on. So the idea is that finally there will be an application, then a validation of this application by our endorsement team, and then you need to create an account on the marketplace as a tool provider or training provider, and based on that you can push your description and have the possibility later on to update it or delete it or modify it depending on your needs.
Perfect. Thank you, Wissam. Hope that answered the question. Yes. Let me move on to a question from Nguyen. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sorry if not. Thank you for the presentation. I have one question. How does NetGuard agent monitor applications network traffic? Does it influence the traffic, for example, increase latency?
Thank you for your question. Just a minor correction, it's DeepGuardian, not NetGuard. But I got the question, and it's indeed very, very interesting. So no, the direct answer is no. It does not increase the latency. So basically what we are doing is considering the specificities of a cloud native infrastructure, we are obtaining, so we are getting the network traffic from the primary interface of the microservice, in this case of the primary container, and we process it from there. So we are using a Python-based script, and we are collecting the data so we are using a known feature vector from a known data sets. So hope this will answer your question.
Yes, thank you, Pedro. Yes, we have one more question for now from an anonymous. Beyond simply discovering and comparing tools on the NERO Marketplace, how do you envision SMEs effectively measuring and validating the real-world impact, parentheses, in terms of risk reduction, cost avoidance, and process improvement of adopting those cybersecurity solutions and training programs offered through the platform?
So, Ule, I can answer this question. from our attendee. So in our marketplace, we offer a lot of solutions that you can visit and you can see. So all SMEs that are welcome to visit our marketplace probably can measure impact by tracking some key metrics, like, for example, incident rates, downtime, maybe compliance costs, before and after adopting NERO cybersecurity tools that we offer through our marketplace and our training, of course. And also probably they can use like independent audits or internal reviews to validate some improvements in the risk reduction or the cost efficiency. So it's open for you to explore and see what we offer and try to adapt it to your benefit. This is what I can suggest.
Maybe I can add something relevant, because in the NERO project, we are doing exactly this in 3 different sectors. So the transport, health, and finance. And we have companies that are now indeed using the marketplace to select the tools that are that they need for their specific scenarios, and we'll do this exactly assessment, and would like to have real KPIs that validates indeed this impact on using NERO Marketplace on these companies. So maybe the lesson learned from this can be also shared with on our website, so that other companies can benefit from this experience from these companies and follow maybe similar approaches for this validation.
All right, thank you, Elena and Wissam. Yes, to the audience, if you have any more questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I think we can stick around for another 5 minutes. Yes, if you still want to post your question. But maybe while we're doing that, I can maybe continue with my slides. I hope you can still see them. So first of all, we would like to bring your attention to an upcoming training webinar series that we are organizing throughout the next 3 months. So we have 3 webinars which will feature 3 trainings, cybersecurity trainings each. These webinars will take place one next month, then in December, and then in January. If you want to have more information on each of these webinars, please feel free to visit our website and then go to events. There will be released soon, and you can sign up there as well. Yes, other than that, we have, of course, our social media links and our website. So feel free to follow us, and yeah, then we can stay in touch. You can get more updates about the project. All right. Thank you so much for joining today. This is the end of the webinar. If you have any more questions, I think we'll stick around leave the webinar on for 2 or 3 more minutes. Just ask them. Otherwise, enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.